Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today is day 3 of the planned workout with MyWhoosh. So today is officially a rest day, right? But because I want to get ride volume in, basically time in the legs, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just pretty much going to pick a fairly flat surf, a fairly flat route. There you go. And just do as many loops as I can for in around an hour. I'm going to say an hour, but depending on work, I might have to drop off a bit early. But the main thing is it's a rest day. It's more about getting the volume in for now. That's the main point of today. Now, hopefully the stream is better quality than it was yesterday. I've made a few changes. Looked at different methods of making the picture more sharp, more clearer. Implemented that last night, so hopefully this will have made a change and you'll have a nice clear picture on the stream. So rocking the lovely Lusso top today. Lovely amuse-bouche of colours, nice and bright. So yeah, a nice easy day today. Just spinning the legs out. I've got in the bed run. Try and get in zone 2. Stay in zone 2 for as long as I can, really. For those new to the channel and are interested in what I'm doing an 8-week plan, sorry, an 8-week structured plan that was created by MyWhoosh. And what I'm trying to do is see if I can improve my fitness and my cycling goals over 8 weeks. My base FTP, the watts is roughly about 225. And I'm going to test myself at the end of the 8 weeks just to see how I've got on. So I did say yesterday that I was going to maybe do a ramp test today to see where I'm at. I might leave that for the next rest day, which is Friday, I think. So I've got a session tomorrow, and then the day after that's a rest day again, so I'll do it then. Just with work at the minute, I've got a couple of calls that might come in, so I'm going to have to cut early. And I didn't want to impede the ramp test. So unfortunately, this might be a bit of a boring video for people to watch, but I want to stay true to documenting my everyday progress and what that looks like. And hopefully that'll give people an insight into doing the structure plan. And maybe encourage people to start one themselves. So we're not looking to set any records today. I'm not going to be racing anyone. Maybe. I mean, if somebody comes past me, I might feel the temptation just to sprint up beside them as well. Oh no, just keep it in zone 2 and chat shit for 45 minutes, 50 minutes. Maybe not what the world of YouTube was for or intended for, but that's what I'm using it for right now. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the jersey. This is what I treated myself to last year. Or my wife treated it to me, actually. One of my favourite tops. I love Lusso, the brand. They've got some really cool stuff, and they do all their manufacturing in the UK. Very unusual. Based just outside Manchester. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I just like calling out some good stuff when I see it. And if you want to understand, the original founder has handed the reins over to his son. And the original founder and his wife. Now, his wife used to be, I think, a chief product designer for Marks and Spencer's. That I read somewhere. But there's loads of really nice finishing touches on the jersey. I really like this little thing here. And there's like little finishing touches on the inside of the zip lining. It's really cool. Just attention to detail. Let me know in the comments below if anyone else has got Lusso or using Lusso or even heard of them. Maybe you didn't even know about them. But yeah, all manufacturing in the UK. So I think we should support local people doing some cool things. And the stuff's quality, it really is. I've got their bib shorts as well, and they're really comfortable. The shorts are pretty cool, they've got like a braided finish on them, which is different. But it's a bit too heavy for those shorts at the minute. Another few months and I'll be able to get back into them again. Nice easy pace. For those interested, I'm listening to Porter Robinson live, one of his sessions that he did through lockdown. Maybe not interested, but here you are, that's what I'm listening to. I really like sessions like this, but I normally like doing them outside in the real world. Just spinning the legs. Just kind of reminds you why you started cycling in the first place. Out in the open road, wind in your face, no one annoying you. Time to think and mull over things if you want to do that. Some people just zone out and focus on the ride. I get a lot of ideas when I'm out on the road with different projects and work related stuff. I do like getting out and about, time away from the family, but not in a bad way, just some eddy time for a few hours. Not having to serve the woman in my family hand and foot for a few hours is great. I mean, I'm quite encouraged by my heart rate actually. So my heart rate seems to react well to training and quite quickly, which is a good thing. I tend to recover quite quickly from efforts. Let me just see his ARG on erg mode. That's off, that's good. Okay. Now, funnily enough, draft isn't working. So, well, if I get behind somebody, you see the the watts on the top there. If they're on the draft, they go like green. I wonder why they're not on here. Strange. I must look into that. Do you know why? What I think it is because I've uploaded a workout. If I just came in as a free ride without loading a workout, I wonder would that make a difference? Probably would. This is good. This is like just being out on your own, and that's why I train 99% of the time on my own, even out on the main road, because you don't get any advantage of being in a group. It's just you and your raw numbers with the elements. But don't get me wrong, it's being in a pack is great, and it certainly has its place. Learning to work within that pack dynamic, you know, being able to react to echelons when you need to. You can't learn that on a computer. You have to do it in the real world. I mean, what I really struggle with echelons is fine, just knowing what direction the wind's coming from, being aware of surroundings to know where that wind's coming from, and start into that echelon. It's a hard skill to learn, and you can only really learn it by doing it, as I said before. Like, the theory is, you know, whatever the wind direction's coming from, you push over to that side of the road. But it's good in theory, but putting that into practice is totally different. I might change my bike to the Look Blade. I absolutely love that bike. Would love to get it in real life as well, but I think that Look have changed the design of their bikes. I must say it's great to see them back in the pro peloton too. And also Van Rijssel in the pro peloton, which is great, part of the decathlon group. So the bike that I have is a B-Twin, which is the old Van Rijssel brand, and it's solid. I mean, it hasn't missed a beat at all. I mean, I'm a heavy guy, right? Even at the lightest, I'm about 85. And I've crashed it, I've bumped it, it just keeps on going. It's a really good bike. And I've had it since 2013. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Obviously, I just changed the moving parts. The frame itself, solid. Is it a bit heavy? Maybe for the generation that it came from. But in today's world with disc brakes and all, you can easily compete. I mean, I think as it stands now, it's about 7.8 kilos, which isn't too bad. Yeah, I can get lighter wheels, put a much lighter grip set on it, get it down to maybe... Well, I think it is possible to get to that 6.8 number because some of the junior decathlon teams or B-Twin racing teams were racing with it. So with the right componentry, I can get it down another 7 kilos. I'm not going to try that though. I do have a lot of, I've got a couple of Dura-Ace R9000 grip sets, R8000 grip sets, sorry. Blasted their rim brakes, snaggled them up on eBay and locally. And we'll be putting them on a Super 6 project that I've got in the pipeline. I'm going to get it custom painted. I'm a guy in Belfast. Really look forward to that and try and record that and create a video. Pardon me. Hydrate. It was great seeing the UAE tour yesterday. I didn't realise Mark Stewart was going to be in it. Local guy, well, a guy from Dundee, true to my heart. Racing with the Carnac team. Had a blind in stage 1, I think it was, out in the break. It's about 15 kilometres to go. I think he got most aggressive rider of the day. Haven't watched stage 2 yet though. I wonder if that person behind me can get my draft. Interesting. Pardon me. The only thing is I can't even see who he is, what his name is or anything, because again I'm in the workout, so it doesn't show the normal stats you see on the right hand side of people around you. I'm just curious to see if he's benefiting off my draft or not. No big deal if he is, but just curious. I'd like to raise the question. If anyone knows, mention in the comments below. Now, I haven't figured out how to get YouTube chat onto OBS yet. I'll be doing that later today. So if people are trying to communicate with me, apologise, I can't see your comments. I'm not purposely ignoring you. Highly unlikely anyone's on it anyway, to be honest. So I did actually start off using Streamlabs OBS, and I've switched to OBS itself. Seems fairly straightforward, no big deal. Very similar layout and design of the system. Maybe a bit more manual on the setup, where Streamlabs is a bit more plug and play. Oh yeah, so a little streaming tip for you. If you ever find that your streams are a bit grainy looking, even though you're outputting 1080p, it may be down to the codec that is being used by YouTube. So there's two codecs, HVC1 and VC9 or VE9 or something like that. You want to be using the VE9 or the VC9 because it's a much better codec, and it's what the big YouTube streamers use to get that crisp, clear stream. So I think you need to be of a certain size to get it automatically, but for people who aren't of a certain size or have a low subscriber count, there's a hack, right? So in your streaming software, you just have to output as if it's 4K. Now there's a little bit of thing, there's something else that you have to do in YouTube. You have to create a new stream key, and there's a drop down in there to choose what pixel count you want. You choose the right pixel count and then add that stream key into your streaming software. And that tricks YouTube into thinking that it's a 4K or more stream that's been output, and it puts you on the better codec. It means you get crisper, cleaner, sharper images on your stream. Now, I did know about this, but for the video world as well. So if you've got a recording and you upload it onto YouTube, it's the same thing. Even if it's in 10p, it could be a bit fuzzy. I've seen that in a lot of my videos. And what you need to do is the same thing on when you record a video and you use your video editing software, you output from the video editing software as if it's 4K. And again, when you load that into YouTube, it tricks YouTube into thinking that it's full 4K, and it'll put you on that higher codec. So, maybe didn't explain it the best, but there is a trick out there. There's a hack. And what I'll do maybe later on is I'll send a link to a video to both versions. One of how to do it with video, like a video recording, and one of how to do it within your stream. There's nothing more frustrating if you get all the setup right and the right gear, and then you upload it and it still looks rubbish, and you're like, why is this happening? Well, that's one reason why. Now hopefully the sound and my lips are in tune. If not, I'll have to go back to the drawing board. Look at the delay. That's why I've got these dodgy head movements. Pardon me. I'm really enjoying MyWhoosh. So far, so good. You know, the fact that it's free, absolute bonus. You know, compared to Zwift, however much it was, like $12.99 a month or something. You know, it's a bit of a saving. And being a Scotsman, I like a saving. Now, I do know that Zwift, sorry, not Zwift, Whoosh, have their version of the companion app. Now, there's a beta version of it released now. The problem is it's only compatible with the Apple TV version of the game. So, not too happy with that. I can understand the thinking behind it, because if you think about it, the Apple TV only has like 2 Bluetooth connections, and one's taken up by the remote. So in order to use multiple Bluetooth devices With Apple TV, you need something like an app that can hook it all up and send a signal to that one remaining Bluetooth channel. So, I get it. It's just fucking annoying. That us mere mortals on Windows or Mac devices can't use it yet. But look, it's in the pipeline. They are working night and day to get these features out to us, which is great. And I think they're doing a great job. And they are quite active in the support chat, which is great. Now, I do know of another platform that's coming out by a German bunch of people. I think it's called Sportive. Now, if the video introduction is anything to go by to it, the graphics look outstanding. But the proof is always in the pudding. It's always down to the gameplay, right? While something may look cool, if it plays like pants, no one will take any notice. So I did reach out to the owners and I said, look, I've done a lot of beta testing for different platforms, Indie Virtue Pro. I was one of the first ones on Zwift as well, back in the day. I was in the Marvis codename group. I was fairly early on to Whoosh too, so hopefully I'll get a beta version of that too. I'll also share a link down below of the website so you can take a quick look and see what it possibly can look like. Gain a bit of interest and maybe help the development come along a bit quicker. I really notice myself sweating. It's weird. It doesn't feel like it when I'm on the bike. I mean, there's maybe a bit of it, but it's more emphasised on when you see yourself on the screen. I guess there has to be some lateral movement due to the bike being pinned down. I'd say it'd be different if it was on like a rocker plate or something, because the movement comes from the bike then. And the pendulum effect happens with the bike and not with you. Because that energy has to go somewhere. Or it could just be the way I ride the bike. I don't know who this person is, simply riding with for half an hour. No idea. And the problem is that I don't like chatting because the keyboard's way over there. And it means that, you know, stop pedaling to chat. That's why I need this bloody app as quickly as possible. Oh, I'm also going to do a video on how you can save an absolute fortune with a bodge. I'm sorry, a hack, not a bodge. A bodge is a bad thing, right? A hack. So you don't have to spend an absolute fortune on quad lock and other such items with a couple of things from eBay or Amazon, you can have the same thing for about a fiver. So you can lock your phone into your Garmin or other brand mount. And the only caveat is it's really only for indoor use, really. I don't think it'll be strong enough to take out south all the vibrations. But for indoors, perfect. I like a lot of the stuff that you see in the background in Whoosh. And there is a lot of stuff that's an absolute rip-off of Swift. But there's some other cool stuff as well. I mean, the whole multicolour Zeppelin thing that you see there. I mean, surely they could have thought of something a bit more original than that. Smoking passed away. Just spice up a wee bit. Get the heart rate up a bit. Chris Pritchard, breathing technique. The motorboat. As you can see, it definitely works. You're controlling your breathing a bit more, bring your heart rate down. That guy cuts back up again. couple of them just behind. One bum a rest. Stretch your legs out a bit as well. Oh, there he is. That's my buddy. Don't know your name. Let's do this together. Yeah, look, see that Zeppelin up there? Blatant rip-off of Swift. I'm sure Zwift had like a Pride version of their Zeppelin that looked like that. It's the Chris Froome attack mode. Just keep the legs spinning, nice and easy. Be also good for anyone else to leave a comment, like have they used MyWhoosh before? What do they think of it? Better or worse than Zwift and other platforms? Just curious to see what the people think. Because there's also a lot of investment and money being pumped into MyWhoosh by the Saudis. You know, winning the UCI is no big feat. Quite difficult to persuade them away from Zwift, which has been there for a long time. But I did read about, there was a stage there with Lionel Verskal, I think his name is, and another Polish rider. They were doing a race, and they came first and second, and there was a whole hoo-ha about their stats and their numbers, and they didn't match their power passport and all this, right? So then they were basically told to come to the UCI, wherever they are, somewhere in Switzerland or that. Is it Switzerland? It's one of those countries that's in that area, up in the mountains. And now, it does say in the rules that the riders have to get them, pay all expenses to get them there to do further testing. If it turns out that the powers that from the test they do, that everything's fine, then they get reimbursed. But if it fails, they might have to do another test and or lose all prize funds that they've done, or won, sorry. So there was a lot at stake, and plus there was people's reputation. Your man Lionel was just seeing it as an opportunity to show that these numbers are real. And yeah, they went and done the tests and they found out that the numbers were bang on. And I think what's been realised is that the type of riding that's needed for esports is completely different to real world cycling. And that ability to hit those peaks and recover, if you think, typically an esports race, it's never usually more than an hour. Compare that to World Tour racing. I mean, I think if you were to compare it to like crit racing, look at those numbers and those data sets, I think that would be more on par with esports racing right now. Just be able to recover and bang numbers out again, I remember on Virtual Pro, there was a customer or a tester giving out that, even though they were blasting out 300, 400 watts, they couldn't get past the person in front because they were comparing it to Zwift, right? Where Zwift, you just go through people. But in the real world, you just can't go through people. Even if you can put down the power. So it's changing people's perspective of what it's like to race and all the different platforms, and what do you actually want? Do you want similar to real world, or for it just to be about who can blast out the power? And those are big questions to be answered, right? I just drop it down to zone 1 now. For the last maybe 10 minutes. Take it easy. Just let the legs spin. Just let him tear on. He wants to go ahead. Let him do it. Pardon me. Yeah, so I think tomorrow's session is a little bit more tasty than today's, obviously, with it being a rest day. Some specific power numbers that I need to hit. We can end this ride and I'll take a quick look of what's ahead tomorrow in the diary. Let's see if I can change the graphics menu, because it does this quite a lot. It puts me in the lower. takes ages to do this because it warns you and it doesn't really just click on the next one straight away. You have to wait for a second and then press. Okay, so let's see if that affects anything. Because work call. I'm on the lunch. Graphics seem to be handling quite well, which is good because the specs of my laptop don't hit or don't meet the required minimums, which is weird. So in order to really hit the required minimums, you have to spend a fair bit of money on a device, which is just another barrier to entry. But I'm sure in the future they'll be able to sort it out, bring it down a bit. But really, what's the advantage when it does look a bit choppy now? So bring it back down to high. See what that does. That doesn't do anything, to be honest. It still look pretty good. What's cool, the graphics look good. You can see the back of my jersey waving with the wind. It's pretty neat. It's all these little things that make it look really good, but also why you need a really good, strong gaming laptop or device to do the best out of that. So, let's just bring it back down to be on that acceptance that it put me on. It's obviously just there. That's the best one. So, why not just do what the computer says? The computer says no. Now, do you notice a difference? I mean, it's hard to tell on the screen and me being so far back and I'm half blind in my left eye, but I don't notice too much of a difference, to be honest. Just getting me. There's one, I think it's camera 8, it's like a proper drone shot. This one? Yeah. The drone shot. Actually, that's the camera I used to race on RGT all the time as well. Struggling for some reason on that. Normal. Nice and easy. Just like I'm rolling downhill. Right guys, I need to call it quits now. Thanks for tuning in for today, or watching the live stream. Oh no, I was going to show you what my session looks like tomorrow. So before I go, let's do that. What's that? Menu, Android, upload. Let's take a quick peek at what tomorrow's session brings. Okay, calendar. Tomorrow endurance. Oh, it's just an endurance. Oh, right, okay. So this is what I mean. It doesn't give a breakdown. It doesn't give detail about what the power numbers will look like, or what they're going to be, or how long each one of those are. So some feedback for the guys in MyWhoosh, is definitely focus more on the training plans and what that actually consists of. However, I wonder if we go into the plans themselves. Select. There's what we have there. Need more. No, it doesn't tell you much more than that. So yeah, some feedback for the guys in MyWhoosh, more of a breakdown into the sessions that are included in the structured plan would be great. Well guys, thanks for watching again. It's been a pleasure as always. Tune in tomorrow if you want, where I'll be doing that session that just brought up. More than likely do it first thing in the morning, 6 AM. Depends on what time I got up at. But if you don't get to see it live, you can always watch it later on the channel. Like and subscribe guys. Thanks. Bye.